Today we gather to honor the life, spirit, and legacy of Wanbdi Wakita, Looking Eagle, a Dakota spiritual leader, a Sundance chief, a peacekeeper, a grandfather, and a helper of the people, a man whose presence carried a rare gentleness and depth of wisdom. His journey through this world touched thousands, and today we celebrate the path he walked with such humility, courage, and devotion. Wanbdi began that journey on October 4th, 1943, in Wipazoka Oyate, Sioux Valley Dakota Nation. He was born to Hehaka Cuwe Maza, Phillip and Cora Wasicuna, and raised among the love of a large family. He carried many stories from those early years, stories he loved to share. He was deeply proud of the memory of his mother building their home while his father served in the war, describing her strength with admiration. He remembered skating on the river in a pair of skates 2 sizes too big that he rescued from the dump. "I'm gonna put these on and skate and not fall down," he told his friends, and he did. That determination turned into a lifelong love of hockey. He grew up speaking the Dakota language, riding horses, and moving across the land with a freedom he recalled often. His grandfather, a source of steady wisdom, taught him to pay attention to the ways Creator speaks through sacred experiences. Even as a boy, Wanbdi knew his dreams and visions meant something. He didn't always know what, but he carried them quietly, waiting for the day they would make sense. When he was taken to residential school in Bertel and later in Portage, that spiritual guidance became a lifeline. He often said that residential school turned him into a rebel, not a troublemaker, but someone who refused to let his spirit be broken. He spoke Dakota in secret, even though he knew there would be consequences. He stole milk and snacks to feed the younger children who were going hungry. He protected those who were vulnerable. Those years forged a strength inside him, a resistance that would serve him his whole life. At the age of 13, he left his home community, working on farms until he was old enough to follow the tradition laid down by his father and uncles. At 17, he enlisted in the Canadian Armed Forces as a peacekeeper. He served 6 years and excelled physically, eventually being invited to join the Sports Battalion. He carried pride in that achievement and pride in serving his country, even while acknowledging the heavy cost that military life can place on a young spirit. He spoke openly about how the Army taught him to fight and survive in ways he later needed to heal from. But when he returned home, the sacred experiences of his youth returned with him. They came back strong and undeniable, reminding him that his true path was not one he could choose, but one he had been given. In the years that followed, Wanbdi explored many careers: conservation officer, plumber, mail carrier, federal government worker, university student, and chief of Sioux Valley Dakota Nation. In each role he excelled. In each role he contributed to community. But with every turn, he felt the same message from the Creator: this is not your place. And each time he listened. Eventually, he arrived where he has always been meant to be, on the spiritual road, doing the Creator's work. He understood that this calling was to help the people, to offer healing, ceremony, song, and guidance wherever he was needed. From that point on, his life became one of service.
our people, we have a big contribution to make to this outer world, this Oshitu world. And it's those values that we hold so close to us. The values, the laws, the sacred laws that Creator had given us. That's what we're holding on to. And that's the contribution that I think we need to learn. We need to learn that we have a heart, a mind, a body, and a sacred spirit. And using those sacred words, those laws that the Creator had given us, like truth, for instance, or trust, or respect, humility, courage, generosity, all of those honoring, all of those words, I translated those words into my own language. Not only that, I put them into action, just to make sure that I want to be on the right track. And when I do that, Creator answers me. Creator answered me and said, this is the way.
For more than 30 years, Wanbdi devoted himself to working in prisons across the country, working with men who didn't know they were searching for identity, culture, and healing. He offered ceremony and counseling. He listened without judgment. He prayed for those who felt forgotten. He created space for people to reclaim who they truly were. His work in corrections changed countless lives, and many men credited him with their healing, their sobriety, their reconnection to Creator, and their return home to their families. Wanbdi carried responsibilities that demanded great humility and sacrifice. As a Sundance chief, he oversaw sacred ceremonies with precision, respect, and deep spiritual commitment. He carried language, teachings, songs, and stories with gentle authority. He guided people through grief, transformation, and growth, always emphasizing that healing was not limited to one nation. He taught the Dakota language beginning in 1968 and continued for decades, and he encouraged people to use kinship terms in your language, words like brother, sister, auntie, and grandfather. He believed that returning to those ways, our ways, was how communities would find strength again. Later in life, his journey brought him to the University of Manitoba, where he served as a grandfather in residence for the Access Program. His office door at Migizi Agamik was always open, welcoming students who carried trauma, grief, pressure, or uncertainty. He became a source of comfort and clarity, helping young people find their identity, their confidence, and their connection to culture. He made prayers for them. He shared stories. He offered guidance that many said changed their lives forever. Wanbdi's work reached far beyond his home community, reflecting the depth and significance of the path he walked throughout his life. His knowledge, integrity, and leadership were sought in community, national, and international spaces. He worked with Environment Canada on biodiversity, bringing Indigenous knowledge and a Dakota worldview to the protection of land and life. He also represented Canada at the United Nations, sharing Indigenous perspectives in Spain and Kenya, a testament to the respect he carried and the global relevance of his work. Throughout his lifetime, Wanbdi received honors recognizing his dedication to service and healing. In 1985, he received the Manitoba Premier's Award for Distinction in his work with the Canadian Paraplegic Association. He was later honored by Aboriginal Justice Services of Winnipeg for excellence and dedication in his work within corrections. In 2016, Wanbdi received the Order of Manitoba, recognizing his extraordinary contributions to Indigenous culture, spiritual leadership, and community healing. He was also honored at the 24th annual Keeping the Fires Burning for his lifelong commitment to safeguarding, nurturing, and sharing traditional knowledge. He also served a term on the Survivor Circle for the National Center for Truth and Reconciliation, offering guidance grounded in lived experience, compassion, and truth. Despite these recognitions, Wanbdi accepted them with humility. He believed the true measure of his life's work lived in the people, the language he protected, and the prayers that continue on. Family was at the heart of everything he did. Wanbdi was deeply supported and loved by his wife, Paha, whose partnership and care were a constant source of strength. Together, they shared family, community, and ceremony, walking the path of life side by side with humility, laughter, and devotion. Wanbdi cherished his children and tokajas, both biological and adopted. Throughout his life, he adopted many relatives, nieces, nephews, and community members, following the Dakota belief that kinship is expansive and sacred. His circle of relatives stretched across Turtle Island, united not only by blood, but by love. Everywhere Wanbdi went, he carried a gentle presence, a soft voice, and a calm that made people feel safe.
I want our people to do good. That's what I would like to see. I would like them to learn their culture. I would like them to get an education, know their history. So those are important things. Creator is kind and loving, so we gotta make sure that our heart is operating good way.
His teachings were simple but profound. His stories were full of humor and wisdom. His prayers were powerful and sincere. His life was a testament to resilience, compassion, and the belief that every person carries sacredness inside of them. Wanbdi Wakita walked this world with purpose. He gave everything he had, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, to help others find their way. His legacy lives on in the languages he helped preserve, in the ceremonies he carried, in the men and women he guided toward healing, in the students he encouraged, in the families he comforted, and in the teachings he leaves behind. Today, we honor him, we thank him, we lift up his name and his memory. We remember the laughter, the gentleness, the courage, the wisdom, and the strength he brought into this world. We know that Wanbdi Wakita continues to watch over the people, just as his name, Looking Eagle, promised he would. Padamaya Pie, Unka, Wanbdi Wakita, Grandfather, thank you for your life, your service, and your teachings. We will continue the peace road, just as you showed us.
Wanbdi Wakita, Mani Cheya, O Krishna, watching the Yape, Wanbdi Wakita, Mani Cheya, O Krishna, watching the Yape, way